Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Burapha University team, I would like to present the article on the topic of impact of lockdown on the learning status of Thai students during COVID-19 pandemic in eastern parts of Thailand. Our team composed with myself and my student, PhD student in education and technology major, Mr. Sasiwat. Second one is Mr. Supakorn and Miss Chonlada from Burapha University, Faculty of Education, Thailand. The COVID-19 pandemic in Thailand spread out from March of 2020. At that time, the Ministry of Education tried to cover the quality of education, tried to use the policy driven for to keep the quality of education from the K to 12 and university level. The Ministry of Education tried to apply the distance learning television model nationwide, start to broadcast from the 1st of July. The 1st of July started to use the DLTV for the student. We have the 17 channel for the student from the elementary student, middle school student, and high school student. 15 channel for the K to 12, and one channel for the vocational education, and one for the non-formal education. For the university level, they don't use the DLTV. They use the teleconference, such as Google Meet, Zoom, WebEx, something like that. The one policy of Ministry of Education, they give authority to the school to make decision to reduce test and evaluation. The school have to exploring a suitable assessment system to monitor learning performance in crisis. They use the authentic assessment. It means that the teacher try to observe the student performance or the student work, and then they have to assess the success of the student. And the school in Thailand, the first semester we start from 16th of May every year. For this year, we postpone the first semester to the 1st of July. And from the 1st of July until around the mid of October, we have the school break. After that, not October, the mid of the November, yes. And we start for the second semester from the 1st of December. It means that we reduce the school break, but we still have the learning day in school in the same with at in the past. The impact of lockdown that from March to the 1st of July, and from the 1st of July, around 1 or 2 months, the student cannot come to school because of social distancing. We keep the student to learn around just half of class or half of school. The first group, they will come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the second group will come to school on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It means that school open for 6 days per week. It means that before they come to school, make the impact for the student, they slow down some skill, such as foreign language skill, mathematics calculation, or the physical education. They don't have the time to work with their friend. They have to lack of the collaboration skill. And the teacher, they don't familiar with online teaching, and they have a low ICT skill for some teacher. for some teacher. The parents spend more time take care kid at home because the kid they have to sit down on the front of computer for maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. For the online learning for the university level, they use the Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Cisco WebEx, and Zoom to teach the student. Up until now, we still use the online learning for the university level. After this, I would like to give a chance for my team to present the impact of lockdown survey from the eastern parts of Thailand.
So for the next part, we will talk about the survey researching. We study about the behavior of the student during COVID-19 lockdown. So we will study about the impact to the learning of the student. First of all, I would like to introduce you the conceptual framework. So for the first time, we have to study about the impact of lockdown during COVID-19 pandemic. Because during this time, the students have to be staying home and they have to make distance learning away from their school as well as away from their friends. So according to Thai Educational Institute in 1999, it concerned about 4 factors of learning. The first one is learning resources. The second one is learning processes. The third one is learning outputs. And the last one is learning outcome. So I will keep in detail about impact of learning. The first one is learning resources. The first one is the human resources. It's talk about the teachers or other personnel that include in the education. The second one is learning media. The learning media is, I can simplify say that the learning media is like the media that give from the teacher. The next one is ICT. ICT included gadgets, computer, tablets, and also internet signals. The fourth one is presses. The presses should be calm and quiet to encourage the student to study. And the last one is facility and environment. This one will make a study more simplifier. The second one is learning processes. The first one is learning from teacher. Students have to study from their teacher from the application like MOOC or Zooms or Google Classroom. And the second one is learning from sharing with friends. But this one is also the problem because when students study at their home, they cannot meet their friends. The third one is learning by themselves because if they have a time and it's easy now for study for themselves during the stay at home. The third one is the learning output. The learning output will be based on Bloom's taxonomy. The fourth one is the learning outcome. The learning outcome includes skill development, as well as thinking, as well as problem solving, creativity, and the second one is ethics and morality. And now we focus on research detail. The research popularity of students can be categorized into 2 main categories. The first one is fundamental education, and then next one is undergraduate education. For the first one, it can be sub-categorized into 2. The first one is primary schools. The second one is secondary schools. For the undergraduate education, we will focus on bachelor degree. And for the mention that we have to study in the eastern part of Thailand, because in the eastern part of Thailand, we include industrial area, tourism area, as well as urban area. And right now, we will talk about the impact of learning of primary school. If we focus on the bar chart, it said that for the learning resource is less than normal because for primary school, students have to stay at home, and in this kind of level of education, students need many media or something like that. The second one is learning process. The learning process is 3 because if we compare to the median value, it's no change. And the next one is learning output. The learning output is less than normal. And the good thing for this thing is learning outcome because students can stay at home with their parents and they can stay with their parents and they can study and also with their parents, with their grandmom, their grandpa, or their father and mother. The second one is the education for secondary school. For this level of education, you can see that almost all the factor of learning is still the same. 3.49, 3.43, 3.454, and 3.49. And there is no change about this that much. And for the next one is undergraduate for the bachelor degree. It's also that there is a little bit no change. But if we focus on the mid level, it can say that the learning outcome is a little bit higher than normal.
Hi, everyone. In this research, we use 5-point Likert scale to learn students' opinion about the impact of lockdown during COVID-19 pandemic in eastern part of Thailand. We have 4 parts of learning impact as learning resources, learning processes, learning outputs, and learning outcomes. In this chart, I would like to explain the meaning of the scale. They are 1 up to 1.5 is strongly disagree. 1.51 up to 2.5 is disagree. 2.51 up to 3.5 is neither agree nor disagree. 3.51 up to 4.5 is agree. And the last one, 4.51 up to 5 is strongly agree. This table we have done with the primary school students. They agree that learning outcomes is the first impact of lockdown. The second impact is learning processes. The third impact is learning output. And the last impact is learning resources. So we conclude that they are neither agree nor disagree with the impact of lockdown. In this table, we have done with the secondary school students. The result is different. The secondary school students think that the first impact is learning output. The second impacts are both learning outcome and learning resource. And the last impact is learning process. So we conclude that they are also neither agree nor disagree with the impact of lockdown. The last table we have done with undergraduate students. They are adolescents. The impact that they are concerned is learning resource. The second impact is learning processes. And the third impact are learning output and learning outcome. So we may conclude that they are neither agree nor disagree with the impact of lockdown regarding COVID-19 pandemic in this year.